Yo, good afternoon, viewers of YouTube. My name's Tyler of Chico Crypto, and welcome to another episode of Crypto and Water. Hopefully the last time I'm featuring just water. Beer will be returning soon, my friends. So, the fact that you cannot widely use cryptocurrencies for payment within apps and dApps is probably the biggest problem holding back mainstream adoption of the technology. Fiat is accepted widely because of things like the Stripe API, and it has made it incredibly simple for developers to just plug and play and allow the processing of payments within their technology stack. So, the thing with applications is they need more than just the acceptance of cryptocurrencies. They need the ability to update payment information to their off-chain technology stack. Also, they need authentication of users who have purchased a specific item, as well as security and verification on the blockchain that can communicate with their existing off-chain architecture. Today, I would like to bring you the Open platform. The goal of Open is to develop the infrastructure applications require to process payment on any blockchain. In the current form of application stores, their functions center around security and safety of payments between developers and the end users. The other function is the distribution of the application and the traffic to that application. The Open platform is going to enable developers the ability to replace the functions in a decentralized manner. The needs of applications, developers, and end users will be the priority, which will create an extremely friendly crypto payment platform, becoming the Stripe API of crypto. So how exactly is Open going to accomplish this? An understanding of their technology will give us a clearer picture. Open is a blockchain agnostic platform, which from a high level consists of the Open API, layers from a smart contract compatible blockchain such as Neo or Ethereum, and that connects to the Open core, which contains Open scaffold generator, scaffolds, and the Open state. On top of the core is the developer services, which include the acceptance of a variety of any cryptos on any application payment scheme. On top of the developer service layer is the applications layer, which allows developers to connect with their existing code bases. So let's first dive into the functions of the core layer, scaffolds and their generation. First, we need to learn some definitions about the platform. First is a scaffold. This is a template smart contract that is created by a developer and includes application-specific information such as the pricing scheme and, for example, number of gems owned in a game. Second is the Open wallet and the developer wallet. An Open wallet is a storage unit for an application user's cryptocurrency. A developer wallet is the wallet where the scaffold transfers the funds that the user has sent to it for, and it goes for an open state. So what is an open state? This is the data stored by both the user and an IPFS database and is referenced by the scaffold. It stores cryptographically hashed states of a user on an application, and it allows the Open API. It will have built-in functionality that will give developers the ability to generate new scaffolds and set those scaffolds to developers' addresses as the owners. Scaffolds are created with Open tokens, although they can be created with Ethereum or Neo, but to maintain them as active, developers need to stake Open tokens. Here is an image showing a user sending a payment of Ethereum to the developer's scaffold through the API. The scaffold accepts a transaction that represents the payment given by the end user, as well as some data representing the action the user wishes to take. Again, this is all filled in by the Open API. This initiates an open state for the user with all the relevant information about this user. The open states are represented in the Open wallet, which is a collection of users' different states for each application they are involved in. Each of these states are referenced by an IPFS address on the scaffold smart contract. This anchors the data on the blockchain and allows for connections and verifications on developers' existing backends. Let's look at an example of how this will work for a video publisher. Say I would like to monetize my content on my website. I would like to initiate a scaffold within my application to allow access to the content I am producing. This would be done by inputting the cost of access to the streaming service and a value indicating if a user has access. When a user pays into the scaffold, the amount of money paid is validated through an oracle to see if it matches the amount specified by myself. If it does, an open state is created, and it is sent to the purchaser's wallet, providing access to the purchaser. At this point, all my database has to do is query the open state to see if it exists, and if it does, it will edit its own database to reflect what the open state signals. With this change, the person would be able to access my content. The developer's wallet can actually be any online wallet that is capable of receiving crypto and holding the open token. It is recommended, though, that developers use the open wallet because it leverages the Misego SDK, which has a built-in decentralized exchange, so developers can accept any crypto and have it converted into any other payment form they wish, cryptocurrency or even fiat. The developer wallet is used in 3 different scenarios. First, it is used when a developer wishes to create a new scaffold by paying into the scaffold creator. This includes a stake payment of open tokens. The second scenario is when the developer's wallet is used to receive payments from a user. Once a scaffold validates the amount paid is sufficient for the action requested, the open state is initiated, and a payment is immediately forwarded to the developer's wallet address. This is automatic liquidation, which it reduces exposure to volatility. Time where the funds are locked up is minimized, and immediate forwarding allows a developer to choose if they want to hold crypto as is or convert it to another crypto or fiat. The third scenario is when the wallet is used to maintain an account of the transactions that go through the application scaffolds. Since transactions are public on the blockchain, a wallet can be built with functionality to analyze all the interactions a user has with a particular scaffold. And then this will provide the developer with valuable statistics about that user or group of users. The open platform plans to scale through token economics. A portion of the initial open tokens will be allocated to a developer growth pool. These tokens are used to incentivize developers to implement the open platform and join the community. To keep this sustained, 3% of every transaction is charged as a gas fee and automatically sent to the developer growth pool. This will create a positive feedback loop, growing the community through incentives. Now, interested developers, you can sign up for the Open Developer Program whitelist at their website, openfuture.io/devprogram. Being part of this whitelist, you receive an onboarding bonus to stake your first payment scaffold. You also get access to exclusive developer airdrops of open tokens from that developer growth pool. Other bonuses include getting early discounted access to new open services and invitations to open events. To be accepted, you need to have an active GitHub with proven history, provide a link to the application you are planning on integrating with Open, and give a credible explanation on how you plan to leverage Open. So, Open is built with interoperability and modularity in mind, so components can be swapped out as better technologies surface. Current technologies that will be used are IPFS for data storage, MicroRaiden for one-way state channels, the Misego Wallet SDK for their DEX and conversion to multiple cryptos as well as fiat, Tendermint for the high throughput and low transaction fees, and Gnosis, Oracleize, and Chainlink for the off-chain data such as crypto spot pricing. So, here is the kicker with Open. They have a functioning MVP right now. It shows how easy it is to plug in the Open API into an existing application to begin accepting crypto payments. And all of that data is written on-chain without the developer needing any knowledge of distributed ledger systems. Check it out now.
Let's go take a look at the little sample application that I put together that uses the Open API and show just how easy an on-chain payment can be here. So let's switch over to that. Here it is. We've got a little email application and we're going to log in with Google. Before we do that, let's take a look at our off-chain database here. This is a little MongoDB instance, and you can see right now that we don't have any users as of now in this database table. So let's go and we are going to log in with Google. And now that we're logged in, we can go back and we can refresh our database and we can see that we now have a user record created. and that we now have one user, but they do not have any credits yet, so they can't use the application. So let's take care of that. We are going to go and we're going to make an on-chain payment here, and we can see now that we are now interacting with the contract that we just deployed. So we're going to authorize a payment here, get it recorded on chain, we're going to get some information back, and we're going to have it reflected in our database. Notice that we have 0 credits right now, so the user would not be able to use the application or send out any emails. We're going to wait for a little bit until it gets recorded. And now we have some information back. You can see that we have 5 credits now. We can go back here to our database and we can see that the 5 credits is reflected in the user's record. And now let's go and check out the on-chain portion of that. So here is the transaction that we just made, and here is the transaction where that was recorded on chain. So let's go check that out. And we can see right here that the contract is the same as the contract from here. And we can see that we paid in some Ethereum, and that's been recorded, and this is on the blockchain, and now we're able to use our application.
Now, Open is getting some great backing from private investors. They include investments from Tim Drapers Draper Dragons and Neo's Neo Global Capital. Now, this project is not going to have a public ICO. They have done it all with private sale, in which they raised $18 million. Details are coming very, very soon, which will validate Open Platform's use with Neo, as well as our chain. Well, viewers, this may be one of the projects that does a 10x once listed on an exchange. Let's definitely keep our eyes on this one and be ready to pounce when the time arrives. Cheers, viewers. Have a good evening. Or afternoon. Or morning.